So, hello everyone, welcome back to one of the very first episode with Grow with Anshuman, where we have one of very special guest, Harunrashid. Hi, how are you doing today? Very good afternoon.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Anshuman ji. How are you?
I'm absolutely doing great, thank you. How about you doing today?
Yeah, I'm also great. Thank you so much to accepting my request. Very short note. Thank you.
Yeah, mine pleasure, mine pleasure. So, would you mind to just quickly brief you around your introduction? Would be great to go with.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much to giving me chance to introduce myself. I quickly introduce myself. My name is Harunrashid. I'm from Gujarat. I'm connecting with you from city of Vadodara. Now, by profession, I'm sales and business development. Last more than 11 years in this organization. I'm holding more than 20-year experience in this industry. That's pretty much about from my side.
Lovely, lovely. Having
Yeah,
said that, coming from sales, I have seen, people do have their great communication skill because that's where the main core skill is, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, right.
Cool, cool. So which
Yes.
industry you're working for? Is it particular fintech, startup, SaaS, edtech?
No, no, we are supplying industrial lubricant sector, and my segment is the energy and uh, personal care,
Okay.
which is pharma. Yeah. So we basically I am taking care of entire western region, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Goa. My
Oh,
best location is Gujarat. Yeah,
lovely,
that's
lovely, lovely. So you must have a great professional journey. As you mentioned, you do have more than decade of experience into sales, right? So I believe that today we
right.
got a potential guest who would able to give us insights not only about sales, about understanding the human. Because tell me about your understanding that having said that you do have a great experience in sales, what do you think that once we talk to someone and they are knowing that this person gonna do, what we do have in our mind, this will sell us something, right? So this is preconceived motions we do have. So in that situation, how would you deal with this?
No, it's basically we are it's supplying industrial lubricant according to customers that is customer technical application,
Yeah.
and based on their application we have to be provide our product according
Mm-hmm.
to their application. And we are going to explain about our product which is related to their machine can be work properly, work smoothly, and if they are agree, if they are, we can explain everything according to their expectations, so they are going to buy from us, and we are give best solution for their machine application. Yeah,
Lovely. So more about it's about understanding their pain point and aligning the solution rather than pitching, right?
right, true, true.
Lovely, lovely. Even if you'll have to highlight two or three points and Rasid, what would be two or three pointers where you feel, a person, not even a salesperson, even a normal person should have in order to understand the other person's things that what exactly they wanted to listen.
Yeah, obviously, because if somebody who is not in sales field, he or she has something knowledge, basic knowledge of explaining about things,
Okay.
related product or whatever it is. It's a basic knowledge that basic knowledge should be enough for to explaining whatever it is. But mostly in our case, we need some technical knowledge is required because yeah, all about it's a costly related to machinery. With all machineries are very costly. If we are suggest wrong product to that machine, can be damaged or maybe not work properly without any technical skill or any technical expertise experts. So we cannot suggest any product to the customer. But yes, there is a consumer product in our segment,
Okay.
so that is no need to technical things required. We have to sell as it is because customer is also know very well there is no any harm for the machinery, and that would be acceptable from both the side.
Got it.
Uh,
It's
yeah,
more
that
about just explaining something in a very simple things, right? So that other people can understand. Makes sense, makes
that's
sense, makes sense.
right.
So this, how did this journey start? Hanura Seed from a salesperson having a great experience. And you mentioned that now
Yeah,
you're having a YouTube channel. First of all, congratulations for your
thank
launching
you.
the new YouTube channel. So tell me a little bit about that. I'm sure there would be an interesting journey behind this, right?
Yeah, obviously, because before 1 year, I'm not able to communicate properly. One, yes, I can reply those questions and answer. That's it. Based on my experience and technical knowledge, I
Mm-hmm.
can explain, but not much indulge with any conversation or any topic, any deep discussion.
Okay.
But last 1 year, I realized I have to be work on my communication skill, and then onward, I start practicing on my communication every single day. Because yes, I am practicing more than 12 10 12 years ago, but those period of time just reading and listening, that's it, and watching some videos and listening some news, English news channels, that's it. That is not enough for my speaking practice.
Correct.
Because one thing I example, I can give it to example. If you want to swim, learn swimming, so we have to dive in the swimming pool.
Correct.
Only theoretical is not enough to understand how we can speak. So
Correct.
that the same with English speaking as well. Whatever we are consuming is a just for getting knowledge of consuming data, but not expressing our output. So then onward, I realize and observe myself. We have to be practice required. Speaking practice is really essential for day-to-day conversation. And after that, I decided, and I do use some application where in Play Store available, so that I get a help from that. And even ChatGPT, Gemini, and other AI tools are help me a lot to improve my communication skill. Even last month, I started my small YouTube channel where I'm connecting with the different YouTuber, and I really thank you. Really grateful to one lady. Her name is Rajni Verma. She gave me first chance to audio call, and I'm really appreciate. And she knew me very. She make me comfortable on first video, because I never ever try to connect with video over voice video calls. But yes, she make me comfortable, and then onward I start. I decided I have to start my YouTube channel where I'm practicing every single day and connecting with the requesting to YouTuber to join my this Zoom call, and we can record the session and upload on my YouTube channel for my learning purpose.
Oh,
That's
lovely.
it.
Lovely. Lovely. Great story. Okay. So, like this YouTube stuff you started doing from last month only, right? It's been 1 month.
Yeah.
And what
Yes.
was the
Yes.
changes did you feel inside you? Because it is something like people do have their idea to start, but coming
Yeah.
in front of camera, having facing those and speaking is really a great part, right?
Yeah. True, true. Yeah. Obviously, this is a great experience, and even I learn a lot from all the YouTubers where I connected. Almost I connected more than 12, 13 YouTubers.
Oh,
In between, I connect with Karishma Chauhan. He's well-known and YouTube on YouTube platform. Rajni Verma. There is one guy. His name is Ashim. He's from Kolkata. Ashim.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I connected with him. So and the small YouTuber is also there. More than 12 YouTubers I connected with them, practice with them, and it's an amazing experience, fabulous experience with me, and I improve a lot to one-to-one conversation. So
Amazing,
that's
amazing. And you mentioned that you started this journey 1 year ago, right? So within one
yeah.
year, I can see like you have a huge, I mean, I was not knowing that how you were earlier, since having said that you do have a great professional experience. I'm assuming you were
Thank,
at certain position at 1 year ago, but the way you're communicating is really fabulous. I can get your point. I can totally understand what you're
thank
saying
you.
about. It really felt that you have made a good improvement. So what and all did you do? Like you started the application as you mentioned to do this practice. Along with that, what else did you do?
Yeah, it's through the practice with application and YouTube journey, started YouTube journey has helped me a lot to improve my communication skills. And it's a really helped me a lot, because and one thing I realized, we need to be consistency, whatever we have to do in our
Correct.
day-to-day activities, either do our speaking practice or any skill we want to grab the opportunity. We have to be consistency,
Correct.
a discipline, maintaining discipline. So last 1 year without skipping single day, more than 11 months. I'm every single day do my practice. Either do my speaking practice. I read books, listening a podcast, watching videos for content, English content podcast, and so many conversational videos where I get ideas, where I how I can communicate to other people and share my thoughts, ideas with them, and get at the same time I get knowledge from them as well. Thank you.
Lovely. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Cool, cool. Yeah. And you can ask any of the questions. Don't feel hesitated because it's two-way communication, right? So any question I had, would like to give the answers straight away.
Your video, I really like your way of talking. I really impressed. I saw, I think last week some of video of yours. I really impressed your way of talking and the way you explaining everything. I'm so happy to watch your video. So I decided let's connect with Anshuman ji and adding my knowledge for my improvement. Yeah.
Thank you. Means a lot.
So thank
Means a
you
lot.
so much.
Yeah.
And one questions from my side to you. So if we want to start, yes, last month I started my YouTube channel. So how I can add in my YouTube channel where I can do better in this profession?
Mm. So, like, before even answering that, I would like to ask a couple of questions that, the idea of starting the YouTube channel, because there might be two ways to start. First is to improve yourself. That is number one. I
Yes,
believe that would be
right.
major reason, right? And second, obviously, we
True.
can make the profession out of that, but not now. So tell me, if you are
Yeah.
just starting your YouTube channel for sake of your improvement, so I believe this would be very good reason to go, because I have even learned from the same way. If you go and observe my couple of
True.
videos back then, 3 years ago,
True.
while I was in my college, I took a step ahead. Even I
True.
was not sure what kind of videos I gonna upload. But that is a very
Right.
solid point, because you get so many people who are watching your videos. You know that how you are articulating. You can watch your videos. You can take feedback from other. At the same time, on the comment, you can get hell lot of feedback from other people. So obviously, you'd get a lot of chance to improve yourself. Correct? It is very good reason to start with. And as your question were more about profession, so I believe firstly start with passion and be
Yeah.
consistent, as you already mentioned, for at least 2 years, because YouTube or any kind of social media platform is an consistency plus long game. At least you give yourself more than a year and 2 years. Having said that, you're uploading the content on a very regular basis, doing experimentation and also getting to your niche. Let's suppose your niche is conversational videos or English spoken videos. Keep on doing unless until you find something. Ki boss, this is what is hitting or what people are liking, right? So that's how eventually you can hit the number 10, 15. But if you will run behind number, if you'll run behind the subscriber, if you run behind, those fancy things starting, you would get demotivated, you would get discouraged. I'm not saying don't look, but be very clear about for which purpose you are being on YouTube. Otherwise, I'll tell my story in a quick, like, I have been uploading videos. It's been almost 2.5 years, and for 2 years there
Oh,
was no traction. 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 views were there, but since I was being driven by my own improvement, I was seeing the significant improvement. That how was I articulating back then, 2 months, 2 years ago, while I was not able to introduce myself in a first day of college. It is very embarrassing story happened with me. But eventually I felt, boss, I'm getting confidence, so I won't have to quit. I have written it so many times on my diary, boss, no matter what will happen, I would never quit YouTube because I'm improving. So eventually now people are
yes.
feeling that I could give them some help. I started giving diagnostic one-to-one classes, and along with so
Yeah.
many things I started doing. So now people are getting to know about who is Anshuman, what he's doing regards. So by and large,
Yeah. Yeah.
you are already going good. You have put your 1 year. So please go with that and try to upload as much as conversation as you do. Don't think about number, editing, nothing. Firstly, focus
Yeah.
on to do quantity. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much for your guidance. It will really help me a lot because I'm also thinking the same, just like you. I'm started my YouTube channel for my learning purpose. Not
Great.
I'm looking for become a YouTuber or
Very
gaining
nice.
subscriber or views because I have already job. I have good in position in today's, but I want to become a good speaker because in my sales and marketing team, you know very well, you
Right.
have good command on language and good communication, and even every week we have meetings and seminars and conferences. So if I'm confidently speaking in front of them, so it would be a good opportunity in future to from my management to can handle can
Correct.
give me good opportunity for my future for professional growth.
Correct.
Yeah, that is
Even
my
in
opinion.
Even in last 6 months, Anurag you won't believe. For me, there was people coming from same background, specifically from sales and marketing. Even the founders, there are a couple of founders from Chennai who reached me out to train them on
Mm.
specifically how to believe other person about their ideas, because if you're a founder, if you are a
Mm.
leader as you are, so you have to communicate very clearly, because there are certain people who are working with you, so you need to give them right instruction, having said that they should understand this is not your idea, this is their idea, right? So all those things
Yeah.
coming from the communicational thing, I'm glad that you're working towards. So you mentioned specifically you wanted to be a great speaker. So would you tell a little bit about on which specific area you wanted to improve, where you feel that I do need to work more on that, or what is your strongest point? Let's start from the strongest point. Where do you feel that you're confident about, and then tell the where is the scope of improvement.
Mm. No, obviously, I want to make more confidence in gathered people where I still lack of confidence. That I need to be built on myself because I never speak in gathered people in front of gathered people.
Kind of public
That is
speaking, right?
public speaking, right?
Got it, got
Because
it.
in conferences, there are many employees, colleagues are there in front of them talking with any subject or topic or any related business ideas or
Correct.
some customer feedbacks explaining about it in front of gathered teammates.
Hmm.
So that courage I have to be built on myself, and this is the biggest challenge for me, and that I need to be overcome in coming of month.
Cool, cool. So how do you think that you can overcome this?
So I'm connecting with the just like through
YouTube. Hmm.
YouTube,
Hmm. Hmm.
and even whenever I get a chance to in my meetings, so I try to speak more about my related jobs, state studies, case studies, and I'm slowly, gradually improving myself. But
Perfect.
yeah, it will be taking more time because it suddenly one overnight is not happen.
Never.
Yeah, that I we it's a it's a long process that I have already observed and that I already realized myself. So let's see how this happen in future.
I'm glad
I'm
that
going with the yeah.
Yes, I'm glad that you're aware that where exactly you wanted to improve. And you're not only thinking, this is the good part. You started taking the stance, you started taking podcasts, conversational videos. With the time, eventually you'll improve for sure. However, taking this online session would give you a little comfort, because here one, two people are talking, but your context is a little different, wherein you have to communicate in front of 10, 15 people, and they do have their different opinion. And you might be thinking, what if I go wrong? What that person would be thinking, correct? So this is the fear every people do have. I'll tell my experience and give you a little suggestion that how you could overcome this. So there's three things to remember. Number first
Okay.
is acknowledging that. I mean, there's two kind of people who used to say like, boss, I don't have any fear of public speaking. So either they are telling lie or they are telling lie, because 99.9% people do have this fear of public speaking. Even one of the recent study from US came wherein it says that more than the fear of that, people do have the fear of public speaking. So this is very general fear we should have, because it's like salt, right? We cannot ignore, but we don't let this fear overcome us. We'll have to at least have some control over that. And how do we have? Just by acknowledging that, ki boss, I know now I
Right,
have a
right.
fear, so your performance pressure has gone. Now it comes to the presentation part, where you mentioned earlier that now I started taking stand, I started already going to some events, started talking. So this is actually where action comes into the picture, because you
Right.
mentioned it well. If you remember, if you wanted to swim, go into the water. So actually now you started going into the water. This is the process. You'll feel uncomfortable for 1, 2, 10, 50, 100 times, but believe me, once you go for 101 time, you'll be very confident. And now confidence comes by two part. I'll be very quick, I won't take much of the time, since by 3 we do have another meeting schedule. So confidence, how we can be confident, I have gone through the two philosophy. not philosophy, it's a general quote that everyone is wise until they speak.
Right.
So even before you speak, somebody is judging you. So it means that your
Judging.
body language is something what can make you feel confident and non-confident. Suppose if I will be sitting like this in whole the conversation, by raising my hand and I'll be talking like, yeah, Harunrashid, tell me, how are you? So you might not feel that comfortable. Are you getting that? So before words, your body language plays a very impact role. Correct. Your hand
Yes.
gesture, your posture, your sitting style, your standing style, how you're smiling and having a smiling face. I mean, generally, like this kind of people, specific to salespeople, they are very good at smiling, right? They always keep on smiling while talking. It will always give a positive impression. I hope, right? And I can see a very gentle smile on your face too. So that's where will give you always a positive impact. So that is point number one of the confidence. Because until you speak, people are judging, and you are having a smiling face, open gesture, language, posture. You have already a good confidence now. Everyone is wise until they speak. At least now you'll have to speak. So people are there who talk for hours and hours, and if you'll ask, boss, did you understand something? They'll say, he's a very good speaker, but I didn't get anything out of that. So we'll have to be very
Right.
articulative that manner. How do we do that? Just by following a structure, right? That we don't have
Yeah.
to ram here and there. We'll have to be very specific to the point. So point number one, as I mentioned, was actually thinking and telling yourself ki this fear is very general. We'll have to just connect it and kind of control it. Point number two, depicting confidence not only from your words, from also your body, because before you
For-
speak, your body will be defecting, right? And point number three, everything is done, your key message should be very clear. As I give the very good example wherein you spoke for half an hour, other person is not getting what you are telling about. If I'll ask, if you
Correct.
let's suppose any of your friend call you after this podcast and ask, what did you learn from Anshuman, or what did you discuss? If you're not able to describe them, what's the meaning of this podcast? Correct. So the key
Correct. True.
message should be very clear. And having said that, if you do have three major thing, as you mentioned, that acknowledging that fear and controlling that, not controlled by that. Second, being confident from your body and your words to being a little articulative and giving them a summary or kind of key message. You're obviously a
True.
great, public speaker. Yeah.
True. Thank you. Thank you so much for insightful, valuable your suggestion. That really helped me a lot in future. And
I
suggestions.
it's my pleasure, like just talking to this much senior person in sales. And just to tell you, like I started my career into development, software development, but lately because my interest to understand people, that how they think, what is their pain point, I switched into B2B sales specific to US market. So I'm telling because now understood after having more than 1 year of experience into professional life, especially talking to C-level executive in US, got to know everybody do have their certain problems. And once we can align their solution in terms of their own shoes, that's where the magic
True.
happens, right?
Hmm.
And it
True.
was again that way I also got a lot of things to learn. That having said that, you do have a great professional experience, but you are very eager to learn the things. We should be very open for
Correct.
this.
Yeah, true, true. That's great. Agree, agree with you completely. So,
All
and
right.
again,
Mhm.
again, I want to ask you one question. So,
Yeah.
how I can improve still more in advanced level from my way of practice because I'm practicing every single day, any matter of fact.
Okay.
Sometimes I read, listening podcast, and so combine all the package.
Hmm.
How I can shall I increase my practice more for interacting with the more people?
So since you mentioned that your main primary goal is to be confident public speaker, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So you wanted to, state a couple of gathering. That's what you mentioned, correct? So,
Uh,
could you tell me that exact timing, like how much time did you dedicate for a speaking practice, specifically in a day, 1 to 2 hours?
I, yeah, morning I start my practice early morning 6:30, 6
Oh,
o'clock 6:30 like. Six,
wow.
7:30, still 7:30. Early morning, I wake up 5 o'clock and do some my daily routine work and after start my immediate. Because last 1 year, I'm just doing same job, doing the same work, doing like that. But
Okay,
yes, before reaching 100 days of my practice, so that time I was more crazy about learning this language. Sometimes
okay,
2 hour, 3 hour, even late night also I'm doing using application.
Okay, okay.
I'm in those period of time, but now I slightly divert my practice with other listening more. I listen more because I only speak
Correct.
is not enough. Listening more is a
Correct.
important for me, and that I do every single day.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Very nice. I mean, you are doing this speaking practice for having said that 1 to 2 hours is enough. And
Yeah, yeah.
specifically talking about your primary goal, since you wanted to be public speaker, address couple of people, again, it's doing whatever you'll have to do. Since you have to address, find out some circumstances wherein you can address 4 to 5 people in your practice too. So there are a couple of events happening. I hope that you have heard about what I would say event community called what is that? I'm not remembering the name. Just allow me one of minute. Toastmasters Club.
Okay.
So please have in your mind and search in your city. There are Toastmaster Club availability across the whole city. So therein, this is the club which is specifically built for public speaking. There would be people who would
Oh,
be there, and they were professional, like as you from sales. There would be person from different background having a great experience. So there you get a chance to interact with 10, 15 people along. There would be topic, table topic. So it is very fun activity kind of game, and you can easily attend those because it happens only on weekends. So Saturday, Sunday, you just go and attend. Because why I'm telling, whatever practice you're doing, it is very essential. Don't stop, keep on doing the same thing unless until you're being very comfortable. But since you mentioned that public speaking altogether would take a different thing, correct, where you'll have to engage the
mhm.
audience, where I'll have to ask them certain
Mhm.
question to interact those things and make them present
Right.
whatever your ideas into, correct, so that they can feel okay, this person is really talking interesting, because this is the era of short attention spam. Nobody wanted to listen
Right.
anyone, right? So how do you engage the audience? By your body language, gesture, posture, by your dots, by your phrases, by your smiling face, everything all together would be happen. So better.
It's an expert.
Correct. You try to do the practice in certain circumstances wherein you get chance to interact with the people. And where you would get that? From Toastmasters Club. Find your office meetings where you can get your co-learners and can discuss a particular topic. So this kind of activity would be really helpful in your case.
Yeah. 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 Do you have time? Then we can also ask me any question, or if you have time, so we can round
Yes,
up our session.
Arush, what better I would do? Better we'd schedule some other call again, because I really find you interesting. Having said that, you do have a great experience, open for learning. So we'll sit together again for one more podcast for your channel too, and we would take, and there I'll be giving the chance to you as an host, right? So you take the leverage, you ask the question, you do however you wanted to host it, so that you can also get a little comfortability of hosting the things, right? That works,
Thank you
correct?
so much. Anshuman. Really
Mine.
nice. Your kind support is really appreciable and
Mine
highly
pleasure.
appreciable. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Have a great
Thank
day. It was pleasure meeting with you, Anup.
you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. Take care.